Oh yeah.
Oh, geez, just like that.
Yeah, just like
Just
that.
like
We're
that.
late. We're
Oh
late,
my
man. We
God.
can't be. We waited long enough on you. You know that you could just type in SteamYard, and when you click on it, it'll show the studio on the right. You don't need me to invite you.
I
You have
need
the.
that link
You don't. I don't. How do I get in?
because your browser remembers it. I'm on my cell phone. The
Oh,
browser's
okay,
not going to
okay.
remember it.
Fair enough. I thought you had the good phone.
Apologies.
No, I thought you had a good phone. You have a crap phone, apparently.
No, it just sucks doing this on a phone. I think all phones will have this problem.
Probably. That's true. That's all right. Fair enough.
Like
You,
I'd like to share a video with you, but
you
I
really to
don't
risk that?
I don't see an option to do it.
Why don't
It's
you
so
take your
weird.
lap? You have a laptop, don't you? You're the tech guy.
I do, but its battery is long gone, so that's basically hardwired to its location.
You got no plugs in the garage.
Well, that'll be a whole ordeal to get the AC out from behind the
Uh-huh.
desk, and
Uh-huh.
it's a whole
Yeah.
thing, dude. So
All right. Listen,
I
I'm trying
can't
to help.
I can't have four computers like you do.
Uh yeah.
Lucky to have
Well,
one.
okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right. Well, you gonna do the welcome everybody thing you like to do?
Okay, I guess I could if you're not. This
Well,
is
you do it. You do it much better. I'm willing to
oh,
defer. Go
really.
for it. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the VHS Collection Show. It's a live chat where we're going through our VHS collections. Basically, the first few episodes of this has been me going through this massive hoard of over 500 VHS tapes that I got from a yard sale for free. So we've been processing it and figuring out what to keep and what to get rid of. Really, I don't want to keep any VHS. I'm not going down the route
Uh,
of VHS collector.
you're not. No.
But I've always loved
The
Chris Roberts'
aesthetics.
background and the
Yeah,
shelves. I
looks
love that.
great.
I just don't have space inside my house for that sort of thing. But it is cool because like every VHS tape, no matter how silly, is like a movie poster right on the.
Right. And
So
then
it's
you
cool.
could expand and get like these turn racks right here.
Oh yeah.
See? I got a couple of those. One you can't see; it wouldn't be able to fit in the shot, but maybe one day I'll have the other part of the room showing. But that one's much bigger than this one. This one's a little. I like this one right here. You can't see it on screen right now, but it's much thinner. And I envisioned if I had like 4 or 5 of them or something, it'd look kind of cool in a room. You know what I mean? But I'm happy with the way it is.
Yeah, well, those
For
take
now.
up floor space too.
Not much though. It's, you know what I mean? Relatively speaking, here we'll go back to that again. Relatively speaking, it doesn't take that much space up. It's only about that. The circumference of the bottom is only about that big, and it's cylinder. But what's neat is then you get the visual of having all your tapes showing. The only downside is you could put some wear on them with these little bars. So I probably shouldn't have like my rare stuff in there, but I mean, what do I care? You know, it's all gonna go to the ground at some point, so I might as well enjoy it in the meantime. But they do have like box protectors for VHS tapes that I probably should invest at least some. You know, I do have a couple of these that must have came from a video store because every now and then I'll find them. They're really neat. They got these little on the bottom. I think these were. I don't know if this was like a Hollywood video thing. Maybe someone out there recognizes these, but I feel like it was one of the bigger chains, you know, because then you would come in, they'd pop it off. I think it had like a locking device on it originally, but you know, you could pop the bottom off and have easy access to your tape. But so I do put a couple of my you know, rarer or more expensive tapes in these just because I kind of like the way they look, and it's also an extra way to protect them. Anyway, go ahead, Bill. This is a sidebar.
Right. Oh, that's cool. That adds a lot of real estate, though. Just that little bit of plastic will.
You know what? It's not really that great for that. That's the only one I have that way. The other two, I have up here on the top shelf. If you could see, I got my my pieces and my Blood Rage up in there. They're right here in the, like right there. That's pieces. And right next to its Blood Rage, those are very expensive tapes. Not, I mean, relatively speaking, there are some that are more expensive, but that Blood Rage has become a big thing.
You need some Sherlock Holmes tapes up there.
Yeah. I wouldn't waste the floor space on them tapes.
I can help you out with that. Fill your
Yeah.
box up with that, because your box, it might be a little bit lighter than what you were expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's one tape I'm hoping for. Listen, you're getting something good out of it too, man. You know what I mean? Look at this beautiful red phone. This is the same phone that if you look in that Ghostbusters trailer, this is the phone that Aykroyd answers. Same phone.
Ah. What is the brand name under the receiver when you look at the receiver?
Well, okay, you know, it is a made in USA phone. It is not a Bell or something like that, but you know what I mean, like a Pac Bell. So it's probably a little on the generic side, but you're not going to use it. Come on.
What's it say under the
I told you, it just says made in the USA, but it has one of these things because you're getting older now, Bill, and you'll be able to turn up the volume.
Oh, that is okay. That's
weird. Actually the little bell and whistle there. I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
I'm sure
probably this was a bit more modern.
No, I don't think so. Well, I guess that's a good thing to think of, but I don't know if there's any dates on it. But it was made in the USA with pride. So there's that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
With pride. Hey, if you want a regular heavy phone, I got a nice white rotary phone. I can send you that one instead.
I got lots of those. Don't worry about it.
Well, okay.
How about the red rotary?
No, I don't know about that one. It took me a long time to find. But I think I might be able to get you a green one. Those are pretty desired as well.
I think I have like a lime green or I think I already have
I'm not that great in shades, man. I would say it's probably more towards an army green, maybe, but
yeah,
I could be wrong about that.
Well, whatever. It's all stuff I don't really need. So
just like that Christmas tape, you don't need that.
Christmas tape.
The Black Christmas, you don't need that movie.
It goes with the holiday tapes, you know.
Yeah. It is your only legitimate horror movie.
It's not as valuable as Fireball Forward, as we
You're right. It's much more valuable. It's in my heart, mostly. You know what I mean?
So we still have the tapes here. These are that's the pile of
what's left, right? Oh, okay.
No, these are the $1 or ones that I refuse to throw away that you told me to throw away. Yeah. Like you told me to throw this out, even though it's a $45 tape. You told me to throw it out.
But I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but aren't you happy you haven't? Because, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to keep that tape now.
No, I'm going to sell that for sure. I'm not. That's not. No, I don't want to look at it. I don't look at this and go, look how cool that is. It is. I don't understand the value of this at all.
No, I don't either. It just must be.
Gazzara.
I have no idea. I suspect that you set up that ad, bought your own tape, paid the 20% just to try to make me look bad. I don't think anybody's ever bought that movie.
Look at they even admit on the back here, like EP is the bad mode, isn't it?
Extended mode? Oh yeah, you don't want EP.
They even admit it.
No, EP is garbage because usually the tapes are smaller. You want like SP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have the dollar bins here. I don't know if you can see this. This is our
I see your basketball back there. You ever use that?
Hollywood business. But we're in the garage. We're in my garage, by the way, before anyone thinks this is the living room.
This is Bill's. This is Bill's bedroom here.
This is my workbench, so it's a bit messy. What we have the Sherlock Holmes stuff, the Hollywood stuff. This is all that's left for the 500 to go through.
Wow.
And then over here, these are still these were middle of the road tapes.
Wait a minute, is that the Blob in there?
Yeah, we already went through those tapes.
Yeah, but I thought the Blob was supposed to be in my pile.
No, you said it was trash. You and Bandy said trash.
No,
And I said, I'm at least keeping this in the middle of the road. Anyways,
I
we
would have
have to
never said
review
the
all these.
original Blob would be. All
We
right,
have to review all these.
all right, because I didn't say the Blob was trash because I need that version of it. I have the cooler version, the 80, was it 85, 87 Blob or 88 Blob? I don't know where it is right now. I got the better Blob. Oh, here we go. See, this is the superior Blob right here. This is definitely the superior Blob, but that one's cool too for what it is. But this is the one you want right here.
That's a different Blob movie, right?
You're right. Absolutely.
This got Steve McQueen.
Right, but this has a better plot, better graphics, better storyline, better everything.
Doesn't have
better,
Steve McQueen.
Better soundtrack, better everything. Other than Steve McQueen. I mean, I'll give you that. He's cool, but he's not that good in that movie. It's an early Steve McQueen movie.
He's a kid in this movie.
Exactly.
You got to get it just for that.
Well, I mean, I got that, but he's just not that good. He's kind of bland.
Look at Return of the Fly.
Yeah, that is not a track. You're lying if you're saying that's a garbage pile.
That's what you told me to put these aside or something.
Yeah, for me.
No. The thing?
No, there's no chance. Those have all been in my pile. No chance. Those were my pile. Viewers. That was my pile. We have.
I don't know if we have viewers, but this is what I've been going through.
Right, that was my pile.
No, your pile is actually right here, which we have to go through a little bit. A couple of them have to.
Well,
like this.
I mean, really, the one I really want.
I don't know who claimed this, but
me.
I think that's staying.
Okay,
it's got to stay. It's too
all right. Cool. Okay, but not the Christmas one though, right?
Obviously, Tremors. That's got to stay.
What? No, I needed that. Bill.
Why do I need it? Do you ask? Well, I was a little bit busy this past couple weeks. I'll pick you a couple from what's left here. I'm sure it'll be just as good.
You scumbag.
So, if you were on my Twitter or Instagram, I put a little teaser video out of which was
very, very good. I did like it a lot. That was a good teaser.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't notice me in the video anywhere, but I mean, I did like it though.
It was all still frames, just still frames. If you were here helping me in construction, you'd been in the video for sure. But
I guess I don't think any of your children were helping you.
Yeah. No, they are totally against every maneuver I make with these tapes. But we've been doing this for a while, 7 episodes or something.
Yeah.
I keep noticing Chris Roberts' shelves. I say, I wish I could have something like that. I would keep, but I have nowhere to put such a thing. And then I was on a drive at night, and I drove by this local fabricator.
Was it during red light district, or what were you doing?
Yeah, we have huge red light district up here in Ontario. And this fabricator, he puts out pallets and stuff at the side of the road for people to grab for their bonfires or whatever. And if anyone has done like projects with skids or pallets, those are like a nightmare to take apart. But they have really good wood, like hickory wood or something in there. These weren't those kind of pallets. It was like a lighter duty pallet. The planks were a lot thinner and just barely held in with smaller nails.
Yep.
And so it didn't look like it'd be a lot of work to take that apart. And the planks were about the width of a VHS tape.
I don't know, but I think they're going. Well, you know what? Maybe, but I have a feeling they're going to start producing them a lot again. But thank you for asking, Yoko. Go ahead, Bill. Sorry. Carry on.
That's a good question.
No, it's a good question. I do think they're coming back, though. I have a feeling that movie studios are going to start making special edition VHS tapes just to get in on it. It won't be mass produced. You're not going to go to Walmart and see. But, it's just like with records. You go into Walmart, there's a small section. Eventually you're going to start to see that with VHS tapes, or they might only do like a pre-order only. But as far as VCRs go, I'm assuming that's coming. But right now is the time to hit those thrift stores. You can usually get them for about $7 or $8, sometimes even less than that. And even if you pay a little higher price, like let's say $20 American, still a really good value. I mean, especially considering a lot of times they don't know the nuances between a more high-end VCR and a low-end VCR. So just like one of the VCRs I got that I'm going to try to attempt to show here in a little bit, this past weekend, very expensive. S-Video, they should have been asking at least $100 on that thing, and got it for $5. It was so nice.
I know.
Little flip down front. It's so cool.
That's a broadcast quality deck.
It really is. I mean, it even says on there commercial use only.
Yeah, we use those in college.
I don't know if it was initially. I don't know if the guy was a teacher or something. I have no idea, but it was really cool. Anyways, thank you for the. Oh, hey, Matt. Yeah, I don't know. Some Yahoo gave me this hat. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, Bandy.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, back to your thing. You looked at the planks, the pallets, and they look like they'd be easy to disassemble.
Yeah, kind of like I broke this one, so I didn't use it. But look at that width; it's like perfect.
No, that's really good. That's really all you need, especially if you don't make them too wide. Now, obviously, the wider the shelf, the thicker you want, or you're going to have to put some support. Like mine, in all honesty, this is a little wide for what I got going on here. It just seems to be working. But I probably should have some little support going through the middle, but I don't.
But yeah, they only had like 2 nails like that in it, which is not a big deal to take apart.
Nope.
And it is. I tested it out. I put a row of VHS along these planks, just with support on each end, not a lick of bend in it.
Yep.
So I just I thought, maybe in the garage I can do some shelves in the garage and keep some VHS.
You're gonna leave it plain, right? Are you gonna stain it, or are you gonna just leave it as is?
No. This is just for the garage. So what I did was I hit it with the power washer, and then I just quickly went over it with a power sander just to take like these kind of burrs off, because there's a lot of that. Bandy, you shouldn't have.
He didn't even know. He's just like, oh, what's that junk over there?
So yeah, power washer, hit it with the sander quick, and then I just laid it out on the floor. No, I actually went to the Home Hardware after that, Home Depot. And I was just going to get brackets, and make these shelves and just put them up with brackets. I take the kid, and I buy like 16 of these brackets, 8 shelves, 2 brackets each, 16 brackets, 2 boxes of screws. I get it all home, and I'm like, what kind of idiot am I? Am I going to put brackets on all these shelves on a wall? Why don't I just build a frame of shelves?
Right.
And put that up. I'm just such an idiot. So I ended up
plus when you do that, I mean, it does give it a little more stability, because now you have it coming down the sides as well, and it looks a little better.
Because I was thinking, I got to put something on the end so they don't fall off the end.
Right. And you got the little sides, and you can put little stickers or whatever, little ephemera on the sides. That's what I do.
I just couldn't believe how stupid I was with the brackets. So I ended up, of course,
you didn't get the brackets though.
I did. I brought them home. I did take them back the next day.
Yeah. Well, can't get that gas money back, but.
The pallet, of course, its main frame is made by like thicker wood, not this stuff. Right? It was like not quite 2x. Maybe there were 2x4s. So I did have stability to make a frame, and then just shove these guys in the middle. And I put. I didn't even use a tape measure. This was so redneck build. It wasn't even funny. I just laid it on the floor, put tapes on here, put the shelves out, put the frame around it. Everything fit on its own. I had to make one cut, and that was it. Out of all of this wood, the rest just fit. It was insane.
That's great, dude. That's a hell of a score, because I know you were really on the fence on making a shelf. But when you get the free lumber, especially with lumber prices right now, dude, you're way ahead of the game. You're way ahead of the game, dude.
Yeah, but just the fact that all fit together without much, cutting or anything like that, finesse, it just fit. I mean, you can't fit anything in between these the tapes on the top and the bottom, but it all fits, and you can take it all out.
Nice.
And
nice.
Then I put it together. Should I reveal?
Yeah, let's do it. Why not? lead. Let's do what it's a new thing in television now. They usually lead with something exciting. So let's lead with it, and then we can work our way backwards. So go ahead.
Okay. It's up on the wall already. I had to do this on my own. There it is.
Oh, there it is. So now how many does that fit? That looks really good, by the way. How many does it fit?
So it fits around half of the Hoard, around 240.
Is that Halloween and Evil Dead at the top there?
Yeah, it's funny. Like I said, I did no measurement. I just put this stuff together. Hey, Danielle.
Hey, he just did it this week. You didn't really miss anything. He just did this. So this is breaking news.
So the clamshells don't fit in the regular part.
Yeah, but you can put them on the top, right?
By pure luck, they just fit on the top. Pure luck.
That's where I have well, my top shelf's a little bit wider because it just the way the cut of wood worked out. And I had it specifically that way to put the like big boxes on the top. And then of course on the top I can put pretty much anything I want on the very top shelf. And that's basically what you got set up there. That looks really good, dude.
Yeah, so I was by myself doing this, so I had to figure out a way to get this thing to the wall to mount it because I built it on the floor. I just put screws in the side to hold all the shelves.
Matt's got a really good question. You're a real short guy. Do you have to use a ladder to get to those movies? It looks like it's about 10 feet up. You're gonna have to get a legitimate ladder, like a library ladder.
Yeah.
Or just a step ladder, I guess.
Well, I'm in the garage, so I do have my ladder anytime I want it. But
well, thank you, Thunder Bay. We appreciate that. Deke. Awesome.
All right. Thanks for coming on by to see the new VHS shelves. So I had to get this monster on here by myself. Right. And I tried just heaving it up there with a drill in my teeth, and I nearly fell over and lost the whole thing.
And you didn't record this.
I have to use my brain more, much like the brackets. Why am I not using my brain more? So then I just installed, again from the skids, this bottom board, which is acting as a ledger board.
Right.
And then I just set it on top of that and put one on top as well, anchored, and screwed in. And away we go.
That's good. Yeah.
So the only cost was screws.
Wow, that's very minimal.
But this is the middle on a bottom shelf, and I mean the stuff still can come out. There's no slack.
Right.
It's not sagging, I mean.
No, I understand what you mean. Okay. But if those ever get too tight, what you do is how you have like that one tape flipped around, you do stuff like that, you can give yourself a little bit of slack. Or just take one less tape out. But how many does it hold, Bill? I don't want to have to go through the trouble of counting that. What is that? About 150?
No, like 240, something like that.
240,
basically. Yeah.
You're in it now, buddy.
That's it. This is it.
That's it. Until you start getting a better tape, and then you're either gonna have to pull one of them off, or
what the story is. So I just threw up all the tapes in here. The tapes that
somebody threw up, probably your daughters, when they saw you do that.
Yes, that's true. I said, "Come check this out," and they just look for 1 second and turn away. I have no one to share with. But so I just threw up all the tapes we set aside in the what do we call that box? The
shit box. The showstopper. You took the
showstopper box, the westerns, the Clint Eastwoods, the John Waynes, the James Bonds.
The stuff
are all up there.
That means more to you, right? I mean,
yeah, but what we're gonna do is ultimately go through this and pull what I don't want, because I just threw the crap up there,
and then replace it with like Matt's pile or Duke's pile, though, right?
Yeah,
not my pile.
We still have the middle of the road box.
Not my box. My box is locked in.
So there's still plenty. Like I think Gladiator's up there. That can go.
I see you got the Pink Floyd down there at the bottom. What's going on with
that? That's going on eBay at some point.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Now, are you going to hold on for a second now? Now, are you going to like fix that area up a little bit better, get rid of some of the tool, move the tools over, do a little painting, put some posters
No,
up.
no,
No?
no. This
How is
is
that
it.
good? Okay, all right. Another
There
question.
was
This is
posters on
wait a
this
minute.
wall. See, there's
Well,
posters there.
okay, fair enough. Better question, Bill.
Yeah.
You said that you were inspired because of my background. Now, how the hell is
Yeah.
that going to be a background? You're going to get stilts? What are you going to do? Lifts in your shoes?
I
You
got
going to borrow
inspired.
Curtis's lifts? Or what are you going to do?
Will he lend those out?
I don't think so. I don't
Does
think
he have
he can.
sponsors?
I
Did he sponsor
don't
some
think his
lifts?
manager will let him do it.
It's just for a way for me to keep some tapes for myself. So
Well,
not
I think it
necessarily a
looks awesome.
background, but
Right.
just to have a way to keep some and not be in the way anywhere.
I predict that's the start, and over to the left there, or your right, where that Band of Brother you're going to take that out, and you're going to put another shelf right there. Except that one's going to go all the way to the ground.
No, can't.
Yes, it can.
No,
Why
that's
can't
the
it?
entranceway to the house, and there's not enough
you got
clearance
steps there? Oh, shit.
Yeah, not enough clearance there.
Well,
So,
you can just take those posters off, just go right around it. I've seen record stores do that. You know, they just go right around doorways.
well, the initial thought was to go here and just do a big long shelf here, but this is where I get out of my vehicle, so I don't want to be banging my head against it too. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. I want to say this is enough.
That's a good start. That's what I want to say.
Thank you.
I'm not done yet. You're going to do more. But anyway,
No,
so far, so good, dude. Right? You sure about that?
Yeah. I am saying it now. I will never get any more than what this holds. That doesn't mean I won't pick up a tape and swap one of these lesser ones out.
But, so you're saying when you're done, that's going to be your max collection, whatever's on that shelf and whatever you can fit on the top.
Yeah.
You're not going to build no little side shelves shooting off the sides.
Nope.
Because see, look, you see what I ended up doing? These are little side shelves that I just said, I'll get this little bracket there, and I'll just put a little more there. See?
Yeah.
You could do that.
I have those kind of things in the basement already. So
you could do that.
For VHS, this is it. And this is my, car cleaning area here too.
I think you need to move that shit over to that other side of the garage.
There's no clearance. There's no room for me to get out of the car.
Over there on the workbench side. Just throw it over there somewhere and make that place look good.
You never know once we get rid of all these other boxes.
And you get you some VCRs, a couple of monitors out there, like that one cool Sony monitor that you got that your work was throwing away, you claim. I claim you stole it, but
there it is.
Yeah. I got a couple of those.
So that's the big story. I hope everyone enjoyed that reveal.
I think it looked great, and I'm real proud of you, buddy. I know that must have been painful initially, but I mean, I could tell you're into it, and so I like it. And you wait till you see Matt's reveal. He's gonna reveal a big shelf at some point. He claims he's only gonna stick with just a couple of tapes, but it's already creeping on the eBay and going to the little websites and.
Don't buy VHS.
Probably leaving his work at lunchtime, running down to the thrift store real quick. That's where it all starts. Yeah. Is that water? Is that a real drink?
Big old lemonade.
Lemonade? Oh.
With a little something in it.
Little something? Okay. Fair enough. All right. So what? You got
me stuck in the garage.
I'm telling you. See, I'm telling you. Yeah, he's in the shit now. Hey, he's gonna have a good reveal. I mean, I guess it depends on where he gets posted up for our next vinyl show. He's got a little something to show. Something cool. Anyway.
Well, Chris Roberts has been finding all kinds of stuff too.
I got a nice little stack right here to show. But we'll start with the box. Let's pull a couple tapes out.
I just want to say, Chris Roberts claims that it's all legit, and he shows lots of pictures. It looks like Storage Wars, where he goes, "Oh, look at this!"
Hey, Matt was there. He saw it. He saw it firsthand. I'm telling you, it was like today was nothing. I got the receipt.
I know.
And the shelf, the store. I would have took more, but they kicked me out. They closed at 1 o'clock, or they closed at noon for lunch.
That was insane.
I was going to do video, and I was going to use it on one of our shows, but they're like, hey, you got to bring your stuff up right now. I'm like, well, I guess there goes that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a couple of pictures on the way out, and I got the hell out of there before something went wrong.
It's like Storage Wars. Got your pictures.
He can confirm. He was right there. Dude, we wrecked it. That area will never be the same.
Today's with the Zeldas. Was that?
Oh, that's real, dude. Who am I trying to impress? You? Get out of here, Bill.
Yeah, me and Kevin.
I'm already impressed. You're already impressed. Come on, get out of here. I've already done that.
All right. This is it. After 500 tapes, we're down to probably not many left here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, maybe 22 tapes to look at. Do you think we'll get the giant show closer out of the last bit?
I hope so. And don't you try dumping my tapes back in that box. Don't be doing none of that shit.
And we will be reviewing what's in these boxes.
My box. Yeah, because that's already garbage, dude. There's like 3 of those tapes that went from my box to some box on top. I don't know how that happened.
It's all on tape. We recorded it all.
Dude,
go back
there's
and
no
look.
way I told you to throw Tremors away or that car away. Get out of here. You're crazy.
You told me put it in the middle of the road.
No, I said middle of my box road. Wherever my box was. That was the road it was supposed to be on. All right, come on. Let's show some tapes. Let's look at some of this. Everybody get ready to go to take a little nap real quick. What do you got, Bill? Now, mind you, this was from the old man's collection that Bill swindled.
Okay. Yeah, have the context there.
And made his son load it up, his elderly son. So.
No, it's the... this is a neat cover. Donnie Brasco.
I like that. Those are cool. Now,
the center is got like shiny.
Yep. Well, because it's like looking through the camera lens.
Yeah.
It's like the FBI watching them or whatever. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and is this real, the stamping?
Yeah.
That's like a stamp on.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be kind of like maybe
your
videotape or something. Yeah, viewfinder. Right. So how far away they are or whatever. Like on a fancy telephoto lens or something.
Yeah, that's cool. There's the back.
I like that. I don't think it's worth much, but I mean that would go good with your little pile back there. That's definitely really good aesthetics. I like the look of that. Plus, I mean, it's not a bad mob movie. I mean, it's pretty good actually. It's not the best, but it's
I
good.
can't remember if I've seen it.
Well, it's definitely worth the watch.
Well, I'll put that in your box and swap out something else.
No, put that in Duke's box. Or put it in my box and swap something out of Duke's.
I don't know where to put this stuff now. Okay. Oh, Madonna. What happened to my... Did I move that camera?
Yeah. You did when you turned. You turned it with you. Evita? Nah. I doubt it.
Madonna and Antonio Banderas.
Yeah. You think that was her peak? It was pretty much all downhill from Evita, huh?
Yeah, that got her to make this movie like on her own, right? With no one interfering.
Right.
Because I think I never watched it.
No, I never did either, but I never heard any good reviews on it.
No Spidey sense on that one?
No, not really. I mean, I could see that maybe, probably. I mean, I can't imagine anybody's going to buy that.
Or is that $1?
It couldn't hurt for $1, but I would seriously doubt it's anything big.
I love this movie. Couple big war movies here. I love this one because I love my airplanes. Memphis Belle. Look at that crew of the Belle right there.
That's a good looking tape. That's a more modern one, right? That's what, 90s? Was that a 90s movie?
90, 91.
All right.
Yeah, for aviation guys, we love this movie because they used real planes for this, B-17s. And when they were going into production for this movie, they had to keep it secret that they were doing this movie because they were going around to all the airplane boneyards and buying up all the B-17s. And they knew if people knew there was a movie in production,
right, they would raise the prices up on them.
jack the price.
Yeah, for sure. That's how they roll.
And Modern War right there, Saving Private Ryan.
I always liked that movie. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a bit fictionalized how the American Air Force saves them all in the end.
I mean, of course, right. Well, we know the Canadians didn't help.
Certainly wasn't American Air. It was the British were in charge of the air over there. Anyways,
maybe.
I don't want to get you going. I know.
I'm just playing. I don't care. I'm sure it's whatever whoever.
Oh, good. We were probably looking for this.
I did too, Matt. Well,
you saw the first one.
Yeah, you definitely saw the first one. So I would add that. I mean, if nothing else, that belongs on your shelf.
Yeah,
that's a solid flick. Not a bad sequel. I mean, not as good as the original, but serviceable. Definitely better than the other ones. I don't know. Some people like the one with Samuel, and it's not bad, but I mean, you know, it tried to turn it into a buddy cop. Well, I guess it always kind of was a buddy cop movie, but it really became a real buddy cop movie with him, even though Samuel wasn't a cop. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Burt Lancaster version.
Yeah. Now, did you ever watch the one that had the Godfather in it? Martin Brando? Yeah.
And Val Kilmer too, right?
Yeah. Val.
Yeah. I don't know which one's better. I don't know if I've seen this one.
I don't know.
From HGV.
That's not good. That looks very bootleg. The cover looks bootleg.
Michael York and what's her face?
We're gonna lose viewers, man. Let's pass.
I know, but I'm trying to remember. I really liked her in her prime. She was in James Bond movie too. What's her face? Yeah,
that's good. That's very good. Look, we've already lost 2 viewers because of your fucking tape.
Well, tell me where it goes.
All that garbage. Look at what it's doing to our ratings.
Garbage. Oh my god. Okay, that's in the garbage. And then an Alfred Hitchcock Rebecca tape right here.
I mean, you did have a Hitchcock set going. I don't really know if that fits the other ones, but you got to add it to that.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't put the Birds on your shelf. That's a cool tape.
The Birds? How do you know I didn't?
Or was it Rear Window? You had Rear Window and the Birds, right? And Vertigo?
Okay. I was just throwing tapes up here.
I understand. You're just getting it working. I know. You haven't curated it yet. All right.
No, not curated. So,
all right.
Do you want me to pause right there?
Well, you want me to show something? Is that what you mean?
Sure.
All right. So this weekend, me and Matt, Mr. Matt Bandy, my good brother from another mother down south, we went hunting. And like I said, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. I got a little grand finale stuff coming up at the end. I'll grab that. But these are just some of the tapes I grabbed. Again, nothing huge on the tapes. I mean, the big thing I got was a couple of boxed NES games. But so this one's it's a Nostradamus movie, The Man Who Saw Tomorrow, and it goes for about $20. I think I remember seeing this as a kid. It has what's his face in it?
Orson Welles.
Yeah, Orson. And there's the Hunchback of Notre Dame right there. And it's a pretty good flick, I think. I'm looking forward to watching it. I don't know if it's documentary-ish or something. I'm not quite sure, but I think I remember seeing it as a kid though. And now this is another one. I found this tape before at a local pawn shop, and it's kind of funny because this movie Molly Ringwald must have did it. Like I think she did about 1.5 years before she did Pretty in Pink, and so they hadn't released this yet. So in order to kind of jump on the Molly Ringwald, oh shit, we got a star in our hands. They copied the whole if my Pretty in Pink's over there, but it looks almost the same. Like it's got the pink, it's got her looking all, moody teenager. Of course, it even says somewhere along here, I'm pretty sure they say the star of, I think it even, right here, Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink. So they make sure to let you know, hey, remember that Pretty in Pink girl? Here she is.
Oh, it's got Paula Matt in it.
It's not a bad movie. It really feels like it could have used a little more editing and maybe a couple of pickup scenes, but it's not a bad movie at all. I mean, it's not bad. I watched it, but it's about a $15 to $20 tape.
Anyone fact check that?
Look it up. And you got the James Bond Jr. here. I kind of remember watching this cartoon a little bit as a kid. I kind of like these standalone cartoon episodes. I don't collect a lot of them, but anytime I see an obscure one like this, like I had found that Dinosaurs and Cadillacs and Dinosaurs last week. I'd never seen that cartoon before, but so this is another one. I don't really think there's a lot of value to this, maybe $4 or $5, but I mean, it's interesting. I mean, they even put it like on an MGM label, like they, like they didn't spare no expense. Cause a lot of times these kid tapes were kind of cheap, but not this one. And Matt caught this one when we were down at a game store who has a little VHS section. And I'm always kind of on the lookout for, recorded television stuff. I actually probably already have this recorded, but it will be interesting to see what they have on it. And it's just a SmackDown from, what was that? September 7th of 2000. And so we'll see. You never know what's on there. That SmackDown could be, a little bit of a home video SmackDown if you smell what I'm cooking. And oh yeah, and I'll just get to this before I throw it back to you because I have more stuff to show, but we'll kind of do a little back and forth there. When I showed up, Matt, the good kind soul that he is, he had these waiting for me. A couple of key videos. These are something he picked up recently, but he watched them. He wasn't too cool about keeping them. Hold on, Matt. And anyway, this was Where the Boys Are, 1984. I'm assuming it's just like a sex comedy kind of thing, something kind of like Meatballs or Porky's, something like that. And then this one, A Night in Heaven. Apparently, this guy's a male stripper, and I guess he likes the ladies, and he gets down a little bit. So, don't want to do. I'll let Matt tell the story if he chooses to, but this tape is effective. We'll just put it that way. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and go back to you. Let me go over a little. Effective. Yeah. So Danielle, she says that PK is $75 on Amazon. So
what?
Oh yeah,
on Amazon. Amazon prices are nutty.
Oh, they are nutty, but you get an idea where kind of the rarity, people pushing it. And the one tape that I did get caught slipping on, and I actually acknowledge getting caught slipping, but Matt is a generous man. He says that I wasn't looking in that section yet, and that is somewhat true, but I should have been looking in that section. And he found a copy of North Shore, which is a pretty cool, believe it's late 80s, maybe 90s, something like that. But I think it's late 80s surf movie. Of course, it has, I think, a love story in it and stuff like that, but that's really cool. Okay, yeah, so essentially him and his significant other, his wife, they watched that, and let's just say it worked out for Matt.
Well, VHS wins again.
Yeah, you don't get that. You don't get that with Blu-ray or streaming services. that kind of stuff doesn't happen.
What else are you going to do when the tape's rewinding?
Right. VHS and chill.
Yep.
Go ahead. Now let's grab in that old musty box you got there. What else is in there, Bill?
Well, if we have a little bit of story time, is there any way you can show like a picture that I sent you last night?
Oh, you want me to pull it and show it in this little screen or something?
Yeah. No, we'd get banned if you did that. But if you show the picture.
Oh, I see. You're talking about, okay, I see. You're not talking about this. Well, we'll make a story out of it. So he sends me this. This is the picture we're talking about, right, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So this is all sealed. I'm assuming that's Star Trek: The Next Generation.
No, original Star
Was that
Trek.
original? I didn't even think there was that many episodes. Okay, you're right. It is original. So all the original Star Treks there. Somebody was in the club, got suckered into buying all these episodes, and they look. I mean, he said they are sealed. So this guy was paying on something he never even watched. So it's kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
But it ended up in one of your thrift stores. He had messaged me, and I was just like, I knew you probably already did your homework and looked it up, but I'm like, dude, I wouldn't get involved. And then he saw a sucker getting involved after he walked away. This guy was over there looking him up, started doing the math you said, and
he's counting, went on his phone. I think he ended up walking away from it too. But what a set to find it all like that.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is one, you're probably never going to watch them. Even in your setting, I mean, it's possible, like a little garage, you're out there, but I don't know, man. It's just so inconvenient, that many tapes. I would rather just get the Blu-ray set and just throw a Blu-ray player out there in the garage on the same television, you know what I mean?
Well, to use a Chris Roberts phrase, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Now, every one of those had the same cover on it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does nothing good about it.
So if it would have had, like, for each tape its own separate cover, that would have made a crazy display.
Yeah, now, or at the very least, you could have went through and cherry picked a couple that you liked, kind of like how Matt did. He took the first episode and each first episodes from each series. That made sense, you know, because it looks cool. First and last, I think he did, but it looks pretty cool. Whereas they're all the same generic picture on every one. The only difference would have been it had the title on the back or something, right?
Yeah, 2 episodes per tape, but they were all sealed.
What a waste.
There's probably the whole series there.
Oh, it probably was, because there wasn't that many episodes. I mean, what, like 2 seasons?
3 seasons,
3
I think.
seasons?
I'm not sure how many episodes. But there was like 40 tapes there, 2 episodes each. It must be the whole thing.
That seems about right.
So I didn't even grab any. I didn't even grab like there was the top.
You could have got the pilot episode. Could have got the first one. No.
If I don't get that cover, you know.
Yeah. I know those things are garbage. You would be better off though buying the movie set. Those look nice because they each have each cover, especially the older ones, the ones that are like the mid '80s and up. Those look cool, like with the Rafficon and all that stuff. Those look pretty good. I come across those all the time.
So that's our little story from thrifting. It's funny, none of the tapes I brought to that thrift store ever do I see them on the shelves. I don't know what they do with them.
Oh, you dropped some off?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, well.
Have you heard of Rank Film Distributors?
Rank?
Rank.
No, in which we serve. That looks like a war movie.
And what did he write on here?
It looks like his name. Something missing. Half missing. Half.
Oh.
Half of the movie's missing. You know where that goes. Let's not even. Let's just move on past this tape.
That's fun. Maybe something is interesting on the other half. Remember, we always check these to make sure.
Right, because you're going to find a fortune in there. I would assume that maybe that was a 2-taper and they lost the other tape.
Oh. Film Noir Collection. Charlton Heston and Orson Welles makes another showing on this episode. Touch of Evil. I don't know this one.
I don't either, but that looks kind of cool. I can look it up for you, but
I'll put it in your box. I don't get Spidey sense from this one, but
I don't either. Well, no, I don't either. But I know you get disappointed when I automatically tell you it's garbage, and that looks cool. I don't like the distributor. Everything about that looks cheap. It looks like a Canadian distributor or something.
Yeah,
not that Canadians are cheap, but I'm just saying it. Well, no, that's a legit tape. Just that box art looks like shit.
Yeah, totally. It's
He
like
says, Matt says they talk about it on the movie Get Shorty.
Oh, see, all that makes your spidey sense go. So the screenplay is by Orson Welles, so it's not going to be a bad movie.
Maybe you need to watch that. How come you don't
give
got
up
nothing?
looking it up?
I did. You told me not to. Touch of Evil. Hey, Danielle, you want to look that up for us?
Oh, this one looks interesting. From Main Event Video, Fire in the Pipe. That's what happened in the Bandy bedroom after that movie he watched.
Yeah.
So, do you get this at the racetrack? Like, is this like a promo video?
I would bet you that's something that was probably sold at a racetrack. It looks like a race. It could have something that came with Sports Illustrated or something too, but
30 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I mean that looks like a cheap tape, but I have come across some monster truck tapes that were worth keeping, price wise.
Well, I'd look this one up. Spidey sense.
What'd you say? Fire in the Pipe?
Yes, Fire in the Pipe, and it even opens this way.
Oh, easy! That's like right up your alley.
Just like a book now. Fire in the Pipe. Don't know what to do with that one.
Yeah, brand new. Somebody can't sell it for $10. So,
well, that's going in the garbage then.
Yeah, that doesn't look like anything, buddy.
Oh, some more James Bond.
And just so you collectors, anybody who's listening, we don't really mean the garbage. He's going to donate those to. We're calling it the garbage pile, but that's really the donation pile. I want to make that clear because I respect all tapes. I do.
He's the analog legend. He's got to.
I don't throw them out. I would rather give them to somebody who wants them. Yeah. So here we go. Fire in the Pipe. Okay, that's William. Danielle, Danielle looked that up, and it was like a $3 to $10 tape, but it is a classic. She claims.
You're burning past the William Booth.
No, I'm not. I went out of order.
Rob Ford is the former mayor of Toronto that got caught.
Oh, with the cocaine? Yeah.
Crack. Yeah. Fire in the Pipe. That's good.
I got you. We had one of them too in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Marion Barry. He got caught.
He kept getting elected, though.
He got reelected. I mean, I like that. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I was with a prostitute and smoking crack, but I'm still the best man for the job. We
got some more espionage. You got to have that movie with your James Bond collection.
Yeah.
Goldfinger.
That's a cool cover. I've never seen that cover before.
Yeah, I thought it was different from the set, but it has the regular set side here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But this looks like very retro, the cover.
That really looks like probably what the movie poster was, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks cool.
So that can go with the...
Yeah, something's going to have to come off of there.
Yeah. Michael Caine doing his best James Bond.
Yeah.
Bullet to Beijing.
Nah.
Nothing, eh?
Nah. Donation pile.
Who is Maya Sarah? She looks familiar.
She was in some things. That's the girl from Ferris Bueller.
That's what I was thinking, but
yeah, that's his girlfriend.
So where does this go?
Nah, that's the donation pile.
CFP video.
Yeah, that Goodwill.
Fact check him, people. Fact check him.
Go ahead.
He will donate the difference. He will donate in the super chat whatever value he's missed on there.
And how many people's donating that super chat, Bill?
You donate to the super chat.
But how many have up until this point?
You.
Yeah. It's the only guy who's done it.
I'm sure it works. Remember that movie?
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I would suggest that's probably maybe about a $4 or $5 tape. I mean, with shipping, I don't think that's worth a lot, but that looks pretty cool. I like that.
Oh, Again, we'll
I
swap
bet you
something out of your
Bandy.
box.
Yeah, no. I bet you Bandy would have threw that in his pile.
Look at that tagline: Rambo,
Yeah.
Death Wish, and Dirty Harry in outer space.
Outer space.
Yeah, the sticker's over who directs this one.
Yeah.
Okay, $1? No, you said that was middle of the road, which goes in this box with the blob for some reason.
Him and his children watched Ferris Bueller, and it's a lot more swearing than he thought. See, I told you. I knew that was a Bandy vibe. Kurtz's boy.
Oh, he wants that in the Bandy box?
I mean, Bandy deserves some tapes too.
You put Sandra Bullock in the driver's seat for Speed 2.
Yeah, I feel like we came across Speed 1 at some point. I'm pretty sure we did, and you might want to throw that into that $2, $3 box, whatever. I bet you that's in one of those boxes. I think Speed was actually in your showstopper box.
I don't see it.
Well, I feel like we did, but I mean, I could be wrong. We're at the tail end of 500 tapes, Bill. I can't memorize them all.
Look at this. Fatal Attraction.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And not worth a lot because it's very common.
Is it?
Yeah. Of course it was. That was a huge hit.
Yeah, but I don't see this at my thrift store very much.
Well, because people probably buy it. That doesn't necessarily make it rare, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, the fact is less and less tapes are going to your thrift stores. But, yeah, I have that one. Matter of fact, I watched it last year sometime, about the middle of the year. Me and the lady friend, we watched that.
Did it get the juices flowing?
Oh, yeah. Juices are always flowing.
$1 bin?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, this is so not collectible. Maybe it gets the Spidey sense going. For me, anyways, I don't see any value in this, but I bet you someone does.
Yeah, you want to keep that to sell that as well. I mean, that could go on to, what you called the showstopper thing, because that would be something that I bet you somebody, if they wanted it, they'd probably pay a couple of bucks for it at least. That would sell though. That's going to be a nostalgic tape for somebody. Somebody's going to walk up and be like, "Oh, I remember watching this as a kid." And yeah,
it's got Liz Taylor in it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Now the sequels kind of suck, but the first one was pretty good for what it was.
Yeah, this was good. This is how far the guy got into it before he said, "That's enough of that."
Well, or that's how far he got through when the second viewing. Then he went and boned his wife.
Look that up.
I've looked it up. I have mine in the garage.
So where's it go? Middle of the road, you think?
Yeah, sure. I'll look it up for you, but I would suspect it's probably about a $5, $6 tape.
That's pretty good.
The Flintstones,
now,
VHS.
For those people tuning in, Chris Roberts is giving us prices of sold items on eBay, but in the States, it is way easier for him to sell it because shipping
the
is
media
so much
mail,
lower.
Right. Yeah, for you, it's
for us in Canada.
One sold for $4.44 free shipping. So it's not going to be something you're going to be able to list, but it would be something you could sell. And I think it looks cool. That's really cool box art. I mean, if you're looking for something that looks cool, that's definitely, I'm sure there's something on that shelf behind you that it could easily replace.
That's not going on my, no. I have no interest in that.
None?
No interest.
Wow.
No,
I thought you were a Moranis guy, aren't you? All right, come on.
Old Moranis. SCTV,
that was
maybe.
Old Moranis. That was the time.
That's Shrunk the Kid stuff. And
all right. There you go. That's your second copy.
Is it? How do you know that?
Because the first time it had the wrong tape in it, remember?
Oh. Batman Returns.
Right. That's why that is your second copy. You had a Batman and a Batman Returns, and now you got a second Batman Returns.
So when we come back to this show, it's me figuring out what goes up there.
Yeah. Okay. That should be fun.
You want me to pause for a minute now?
Yeah, I'll show you a couple of these a couple of sealed tapes that I got recently. Sealed stuff is all the rage, and honestly, I don't really care if it's a tape that I like. I mean, obviously, if it's worth a lot of money, then I'll sell it. But if not, I like to open it and replace my tape because then I have a brand new tape to watch. And I found this one. This is my absolute favorite Western. This was at that estate sale that me and Matt went to. That was just the best estate sale. You know, that was so good. But this is sealed. Ain't worth nothing. Don't believe
That's
those
your favorite Western.
Oh, 100%, without question. This is my favorite Western. And I do watch Westerns, so don't think that I'm just that guy who, you know, doesn't know Westerns. I mean, I'm not into John Wayne Westerns, but I do like the Eastwood Westerns and even his more modern ones, Unforgiven and all that stuff. I like those too, but this is my favorite.
I'll submit even Silverado's better than that.
No chance. Nah. I mean, you're disrespecting everybody.
I'm being respectful to you by saying I respect your thoughts.
It's a great cast.
It's a little over the top.
Nah.
A little over the top.
It's exactly where it needs to be. That's where it is. And the thing is they marketed this movie so poorly. Val Kilmer got robbed of an Oscar nomination. I don't necessarily know he would have won because he was going up against some tough competition for supporting actor, but he should have got nominated for that. That was a great performance by. It's easily his best performance. And I'm not saying he's got a lot of great performances, but that's his best. I got this today. I went to a thrift store and they had a couple sealed tapes. And again, I will probably play that stupid game on eBay and list this high and see what happens. Oh shit, I didn't even notice. Anyways, it's in Spanish. Never mind. This might be funny to watch, but it's sealed. I didn't even notice that Spanish.
Oh, 7 in Spanish.
Yeah, 7. This is another. I really enjoy this movie. This might be Brad Pitt's best movie.
Come on.
No, don't say
it's
that.
It's not better than his Tarantino movies.
Yeah. He's only got one Tarantino movie that I would consider a good. I mean, well, okay, there's the Nazi. Yes, this is better than his Tarantino movies. Yes, it is. He's in 2 Tarantino movies. I did like that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I like I forget that Nazi one that he was in. That one was pretty good too. It was good. It was good.
Not better than Moneyball. He was great in Moneyball.
Better than Moneyball. I would say this is up there with Fight Club and 12 Monkeys. That's my 3 best ones.
That's again over the top. You like these over the top performances.
No. He's not over the top. He is not over the top at all in this. He's exactly where he needs to be. This movie, I don't even really care about it. I just grabbed it because it was sealed, and they do 4 for 95 cents. So I just kind of threw it in a pile because there wasn't a 4th one. But this is Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow with Jude Law.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for that movie.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it when I watched it. I didn't hate it.
I have a soft spot for that.
I think they were. I don't know. I felt like the style was kind of like Sin City. Maybe am I wrong?
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah.
And steampunky.
Yeah, I had that vibe. I mean, it's still cool. I mean, I can appreciate the way it was filmed. And it's funny because when I looked up this one. And again, I had a feeling that this one probably would have people trying to pull shenanigans with it. So there's this guy on eBay. What he'll do is, I forget the name of this bullshit VHS grading company that's trying to get off the ground. But it's a grading company. And what he'll do is, I forget the name of it, but let's just say it's VHS grading company. So he'll put VGC ready. You know, because it's sealed, and then it'll have like this completed sale. But the sale, okay, a completed sale sold for $120, and then the next 6 or 7 sales are like 15, 12, 8, 6, 5. You tell me what's going on. Why would anybody spend $120 when they could have bought all the cheaper ones? It's stupid. What happens is they'll buy it and then they'll just not pay it. They'll buy it with a sock puppet account, not pay it. That doesn't reflect in the completed sales, and people think, "Oh, look, it's sold for that." They're trying to fake a market. But I'm willing to jump in on it, though. I'm going to list it. So
As same as the Disney movies.
120 OBO. But so I grabbed those today. I also I figured I might as well have got Blade 2 while I was at it. This has Triple H in it, which is cool. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the bad guys in it. Yeah, he's a bad guy in it. I wasn't a really big fan of the Blade movies, but I did think there was one cool thing about it that I liked. And the fact that the vampires were putting on a real heavy sunblock. And I thought that's a genius. That's such a modern way to get around that vampire, the trope that they always burn up in the sun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of clever. That was probably the only thing about him I really liked. I thought Chris Christopherson, I think he was in it. I thought he sucked. Yeah, he was
great.
I hated him in those movies. I hated them all. I can't stand. Wesley Snipes is like he's like locked in stone. He's a terrible actor. I don't even know who convinced somebody that he was a good actor. He's terrible. And this dummy, I might be wrong about this, but I think this is what got him in the tax trouble. I think it was these movies.
It would have to have been.
I think so. I could be wrong about that, but the dummy has biggest roles and he didn't even pay his taxes. But this is the cool piece of my collection. I'm really happy to add this. And I got another episode of Freddy's Nightmares. And these are cool. There's only 5 released on VHS. I mean, there was more in the series because it was a 3-season series, but there's only 5 tapes. And now I got 2 of them. And it's going to go right up here next to my Freddy stuff. Really happy about that. This was an eBay purchase, but it was kind of a freebie. It was a freebie thing. Because I sold something that I bought for like $1, and I bought this for $20, and it just evened itself out. So essentially, I paid $1 for it.
That's cooking the books. That's a Joe maneuver right there.
That's a real thing. I took $1. It's like going to a casino. When you bring home the casino money, you can spend it on whatever you want. That was my casino money. All right, go ahead, Bill. You're up next. I'm gonna put you on the big screen for a second. I'm gonna grab these things real quick.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I got the wrong guy on the big screen.
Well, who the hell am I going to talk to?
Well, you're going to talk to the audience. Give me a second. I'm not going to be gone that long. Just 1 second.
Whoa. Look at all this room. I can do all this walking around while I talk. Walk and talk. Again, viewers, sorry about Chris Roberts today. Seems to be a little bit off on his opinions, but we'll get past it. Again, I can't see the chat, so we need Chris Roberts to show me where the chat is. So if he's not bringing your chat up, don't get mad at me. Just keep copy and pasting or something. He'll wake up and show it after a while. I got a loose tape here of the Pelican Brief, not rewound. So I don't ever remember seeing a cover for that. So I guess that goes straight into the trash. I got a couple of Westerns here. Now I did put up all the John Wayne stuff on the shelf here. I put all the Clint Eastwood and the John Wayne all make the second shelf there. And so there's, I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not, but I do love John Wayne movies and Clint Eastwood movies. There's another one, El Dorado, with Robert Mitchum. That's another good one.
Is that the one where he's a good guy and a bad guy comes to town and he has to run him out of town?
Yeah, while he makes time in the barn.
Right, with a chick. Right, yeah. That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Does he call someone a pilgrim?
And Mitchum is drunk and stuff in the bathtub. You know, they're laughing at him. It's all good times. Howard Hawks movie. So that's a big movie. And then Fonda in the Oxbow incident. That's another big movie. That is where they want to round this guy up and hang him.
Yeah.
And Henry Fonda is one of the guys saying, "Hold on, let's just think about this for a second." Right. And they're all, "No, it's hanging time." So that's a good movie.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you say so, Bill.
It is. Hey, you got to talk about your movies.
I know. I said if you say so. That's it.
Now,
hey,
we've been
that's
through.
no. I'll tell you right now. That's no 7. I will tell you that. You can't deny that.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't know why people go crazy over 7. To be honest with you, I was
It's a
never
good
crazy
movie.
over it.
Solid movie. Very
That
good.
and Fight Club are
Fight
2
Club's a
movies that
great
I
movie.
didn't
I
go insane
love
about.
Fight Club. I would watch that 3 times a
Too
year
much.
at least.
Dial it
Really
back,
good.
guys.
No.
Dial it back like this guy, Poirot. Another
Look at his
Poirot set.
Good Lord.
Well, Agatha
This
Christie.
guy you stole those tapes from, he had to be the most boringest guy. He had no conversation, no style.
Come on. You know, you never read Agatha Christie mystery
No,
novels?
no,
History?
no. My grandmother did.
Hey, we're down to the last 5 movies of the 500, folks. Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, you better not dump any of my tapes in there to try to salt it up.
Hey, you're the salt. You're the salter.
I would never do that.
I'm going to
got
go ahead
witnesses. Go
and
ahead.
skip right to something. You were talking about these VHS protector things.
Yeah, but you got to
Here's
take
a
it
tape
away.
that is already in a protector, so it must be really good. It's in a plastic thing here, see?
Yeah.
So he didn't have any in these plastic things except for this movie, so this has got to be top shelf. Tommy
Broken
Lee Jones,
Vows, huh?
Broken Vows.
I'll look it up, but I doubt it. I hate that cover because look how like cloudy that is. You want a clear one.
The plastic thing.
Very cloudy. What was that called again? Probably on the bottom. Broken Vows.
Opens like that. I bet you there's money in here. Yeah, this is how cloudy the thing is. There's the real tape.
That must be an earlier movie of his, huh?
See, us Canadians, we know how to come up with video store names. Just call it Totally. It's Totally Video.
That's cool. And you should take a picture of that and send it into that guy's book. I'm serious.
Will he send me a book?
No, but he might publish it. Put that to the side. Send me a high-res picture of it. I'll do the work. Just send me the picture.
You can't even show the pictures I send you on this show.
Yeah, because we're in 2 different windows, man. One's on my phone, and then I'm in like what is this? This is Safari. This is Chrome, because this your little StreamYard will only take Chrome. It won't go through Safari, and it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I got 2 windows up.
This is the last 3 movies, folks. Hit the subscribe button.
God, man, please subscribe and like. Don't let these movies. This isn't going to be indicative of what's going to happen as we go beyond this. We'll talk a little more about it at the end, but
we were talking about 7, Morgan Freeman.
Right? Well, Driving Miss Daisy. Oh, Along Came a Spider. That's not a bad movie. Not a great movie, but it's not a bad movie. You had the other one, though.
That's what I was going to say. You said this was part of the series.
Kiss the Girls is the other one. And I think
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Kiss the Girl and
where did I put the other one? Dollar?
I don't know. It might have been probably in the dollar box. Yeah.
Chris Roberts.
So. Listen, I told you to make a Morgan Freeman pile, and you refused.
That's probably true.
To do it. So. Oh man.
4 Weddings and a Funeral. Who doesn't like that movie? Come on.
Everybody.
Look at how zany they are.
Oh, what a funeral that must be.
That's probably $1.
If you were the sucker to buy it.
So you think that's garbage?
Yeah, I don't think much about it. I don't think it's worth anything. You could probably get $3 maybe on eBay and then be $18 in the whole shipping.
Yeah, I can't.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think your audience is going to buy that. Your Canadian audience, I don't think so. That's what I'm basing a lot of this on. Not the good shit that you're sending me. That stuff is top notch. That stuff, that's the bottom notch. All right, come on. What do we got here? We got a
Last
drum roll.
movie.
This
Last
is it.
movie.
And if you were smart, you would have looked in that box and made it the best movie. I know
don't
you
make it
didn't.
fake.
I
I
believe
don't
you.
fake it.
I believe
Chris
you.
Roberts, he does
No,
stuff in
don't
pictures
even get
and
that going. That's bullshit. I would never do that. I show crap all the time.
it's an extended edition widescreen. It's in a clamshell.
All right.
It's got starring Christopher Lee.
I mean, I like Christopher Lee.
It's a film by Robin Hardy.
No,
Anyone? Anyone in
no,
the chat?
not a person.
It's also starring Britt Eklund.
You know, I got some good VCRs to show here, so I mean, we can talk about that.
No guesses yet. The byline is it's the Citizen Kane of horror films.
I mean, what are you saying? It's not the Hammer Draculas, is it?
The Hammer of Dracula. What?
Well, Hammer films with Dracula. I think he's in those.
Oh,
What is it?
This is on Anchor Bay.
Anchor Bay.
They put out a lot of Evil Dead stuff. I'm going to show you a picture from the movie, see if you can recognize it.
Let's see. Was that White Zombie? I don't know. I forget what he's in. What is
White Zombie.
What is it? Well, there's an old horror movie. Oh, The Wicker Man. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, there you go.
That's
okay,
movie. Wait a minute. Flip that back around to the front. That's actually pretty cool. That you could throw right in the Chris Roberts box.
Oh, the finale goes in the Chris Roberts box.
Yeah,
eh?
they hold on. Go down just a little bit. There you go. No, the other way. That's up. Okay, I was just seeing who was in it. So they have I guess it's a remake. Is the one that has Nicolas Cage in it. It's notoriously bad, where he screams about the bees on his head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that looks pretty cool, man. You actually ended on a halfway decent tape. I don't know if it's worth a lot, but that's a pretty cool tape. I'll look it up for you just for the hell. What's the year on that?
Well, it's Anchor Bay.
Wicker Man.
The movie is 73. This release is 2001. Pretty late for this guy. For the former owner of this, who you said was pretty dull.
He was. That's why I suspect somehow the stuff got mixed in.
Bandy's
one sold for $16.97 plus $3. The exact same one that you got.
Money.
Yeah, not bad. That's actually a cool tape. I can't wait to add it to my collection.
Well, the good thing is these clamshells, they fit at the very top of it.
No, that's the bad thing.
Isn't that something?
No, because those have the rounded ends on them. It'll fall right off.
No, those are already the clamshells up there.
No.
Evil Dead 2?
Yeah, but that's a flat clamshell, right? That's a rounded one in your hand.
No, same clamshell.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We have a home. We have options for that.
I was told I was going to be compensated for doing all this.
Hey, you got me into this mess, so
I did. I know I have nobody to blame but myself and you.
So there it is. That's the end of the 500 tapes. Where we move on from now is I want to figure out what goes out of here, and we have to figure out what's in these other boxes, such as the dollar box, the middle of the road box, the Chris Roberts box.
Well, that's the box we got locked down. No.
Or those.
There's two boxes I'm concerned about. In pecking order, I'm the top box, and then I'm concerned about Matt's box. I got to look out for my boy Matt. But all the other boxes, I mean, there was a Duke box, but a lot of that was BS Duke box. So
Matt is still going to get this Desert Shield U.S. Forces tape.
No
problem. No problem.
All right, let me show you something cool. All right, so me and Matt, we go up to this this yard sale. I would say we were probably about 5 minutes late by how deep these guys were into the records, but rest assured, we did get some records. That's for another show. But and there was some pretty decent stuff there. Pretty decent. I mean, whoever had it actually had some musical taste. He didn't keep his records very well because we did smell some mold. There was a little water damage on some of them. not the ones we took, but some of the stuff they got left behind. But off to the side, I saw this nice little VCR combo off to the side, and it caught my eye. So, being
I can't hear you.
shit. All right, let's redo that. I must have hit it when I reached over. Okay, so we're at the yard sale. Records. I already went through them. Matt was going through them. I noticed off to the side there was a nice little VCR combo over there, and so I walked over there, and it had a little $5 price tag on it. So this is a pretty nice deck. This is a Sony DVD VCR combo. One of the things that is a good feature of it, it still has the dubbing feature, which eventually I think they started, I think they must have got sued or something. I think the anti-piracy laws might have got them, which is kind of bullshit because you're supposed to be able to make your own copies, or maybe it was just maybe they saw that people weren't using it, so they did it as a cost-cutting thing. So that's probably another reason. But anyways, a nice Sony deck, and it also has HDMI out, which, frankly, it's not going to upgrade it that much, but it also has S-video. So this was like probably the Cadillac of a 2-deck combo at the time.
It is super slick looking. I would be concerned, like I've seen this before on these 2-deck businesses, where the DVD portion of it will have the digital output, but the VCR part will still require the use of the S-video port.
And that's fine, because ultimately it's about you're still going to get a higher quality, because when you're going to be recording off the DVD to the VHS, if that's what you choose to do. I don't think it could go the other way. It might be able to go the other way too. I really don't know. I have to look more into it. It didn't come with the remote. Well, there was a remote there, but it turned out it wasn't the right remote. So I went ahead and ordered a remote on eBay for $10, shipped, and it should be here next week. So I'm going to play with it next week and kind of see what I can do with it, because I do still have some DVD rewritable discs, and it does say rewritable on here. So I'm assuming that was a thing where you can take your home video and back it up on DVDs. I think it can go both ways. Again, there could be some quality issues as far as the DVD, what exactly how high of a quality is, but I don't care. It's still cool technology, and I'm all about that. But this was the real, and now granted, that's a high end. That's over $200.
Yeah.
That you don't get those cheap. Pretty much all combo players are in the 50 to 75 range right now, even some of the cheaper models, which is kind of crazy, but all of them are really going up. So if you see a good working player, it's good to grab them if you can. But something that has a real high resale value is the very short-lived S-video players, which some of them call them Super VHS, some of them call them just SVHS. The JVC brands, I think, use the Super VHS, because I do have a JVC Super VHS player, which it just means it has S video. But this one, I really love the aesthetics on it. So this is a Panasonic. All right, so it really has a clean look to it. I'm gonna knock you off here for a second, Bill. And it really looks good. I love this little digital display right here. We got little knobs and everything. But the beautiful feature of it is it does this. Whoop, pops down. Got your little deck right there. And that's where the VHS player is. This one has
tilt it down so we can see the buttons in the tray.
Okay. I thought I might have, but I'll do that. Yeah, so
there you go.
So you don't really need the remote. I mean, especially in the room that I got it in. I mean, the remote's actually kind of silly because I could just it's only like 5 steps away. But it really.
I can barely see the buttons because I'm on my stupid cell phone. But did that have mark in and mark out and all that stuff?
Well, let me see. Input, tape select, audio dub, tracking, on, off.
Okay, I don't see any. Yeah, no. I was
Well,
gonna. I can talk about SVHS a little bit if you want, because I came up with that in college in broadcasting.
see, and look, it does have the commercial use only at the top there. So
Hmm.
they probably sold this to something that you were into, probably maybe college, maybe a business or whatever. But um, there is some other little gauges up here. There's a phone, like a headphones level, because it has a headphone and a mic. So apparently you could record directly on this because it has a mic. So I mean, what other reason would you have that for? So you must be able to do some voiceover on this. It has audio recording levels meters right there. I mean, this damn thing is cool. I've never seen one in person. I've only seen them online. Uh, the second I saw it, it's funny because Matt's saying he let me have it, but pretty sure I was already on top of this before you walked in the room, Matt. But good one, buddy. But yeah, man, I knew this one was gold the second I saw it. It was funny though, because originally I didn't even notice the SVHS logos on it. Because there are some older VHS that aren't as nice as far as the quality, but they have a cool aesthetic. They have little flip downs and have little, shit like that. I thought it was one of those because the tape I put on was really poor quality. So I was just like, I didn't care. I was like, dude, this looks cool enough. I looked it up. I just saw the price on it. I was like, okay, this thing's going for like $300. So it wasn't until a little bit later when I was looking, I was like, oh shit, this is an SVHS. I was so happy. I was planning on selling it until I saw that. So now I'm going to eliminate one of my other decks, and that's going to be one of my main decks because that thing just looks cool. I can't wait just to get it set up where I have it, a little spot set up for it. It's going to look really cool. But anyway, you were saying, go ahead. Let's hear your college stories. Go for it, Bill. You take the mic.
I was just a little about the SVHS. That's what we used in college to shoot on. The broadcast standard at the time was Betacam, but college being college, they certainly didn't have the money to outfit the entire broadcasting plant with Betacam and Betacam editors. I mean, it's a huge endeavor, so they chose to use SVHS, which is certainly not as good as Betacam, but gets you up to broadcast standards just barely, just barely. Like we could submit our stuff to actual TV stations and they would play it. Whereas if you were to submit VHS stuff,
Right, they weren't showing. Yeah, not with digital happening right there.
Or low 8, whatever we were using back then in consumer land. So SVHS gets you there. That deck that right there is something we would have had like in a preview suite. We wouldn't have used it as a main playback machine or an editor, but it would have been in a preview suite to play back our SVHS tapes. Good find, man. Like totally good find. You notice it has a shuttle and a jog, so you can jog by frames as well as shuttle.
Oh, so I still have to play with it. You know what I mean? Like I tested it on the spot. As soon as I knew it wasn't a tape eater, it was already bought. That one I actually paid up a little bit, and they wanted $19. But considering they sold me their box Super Mario and Paperboy for $1 a piece, I wasn't complaining. Okay, we got a couple of questions here. Hold on a second. All right. So Danny Reloaded asks, is this the guy I have to bring the package to? And then he also asks again, I got the package. Where will I put it? Do you know anything he's talking about? Do you know Danny Reloaded?
No. Hello, Danny Reloaded. Thanks for coming on by, though.
All right. I think he's doing an Amazon joke. I get it. Maybe. I don't know.
See, you're in charge of the chat.
I know. Well, listen, these are the first two things Danny wrote, and I put them up. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Yeah, but that was a really good estate sale. I feel like I left a little bit of meat on the bone. I probably should have grabbed a couple more things, but I took what I took, and everything I took was gold, man. And Matt got a couple cool things. We did pretty well. Like we definitely put some of those yard sailors over there on notice.
They don't know we don't even get estate sales here, really. The liquidators will buy up homes.
Oh, yeah.
Like they'll put ads out. We're buying contents. We'll buy your home and contents, all that. So you don't even get a chance to get to the estate sale end of it. Maybe there'll be an auction, like a farm auction, but estate sales are hard to find up here in Ontario. I find.
Here, it's a weekly thing, especially in my area. I went to a state sale this morning. I mean, it really wasn't a lot there. I didn't get anything, but there was one this morning. There was another one on the other end of town, but it was advertised as high end, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I like the low end ones.
Yeah.
The
There's just too
high-end
many
ones,
guys here buying up everything.
yeah. Well, man, Matt's area is prime, dude. That's some good stuff. You have people see what you really want to look for with estate sales. I mean, I guess it's really what you're into. But for me, I'm looking for someone who's been in that house for a long time, preferably 30 plus years, because now you're spanning over a lot of the stuff that I like. Really, best case scenario would be like 50, 60 years, because now you're talking like you even got most of the 70s up until now. You're going to get a little bit of every decade in it. They usually stop buying stuff in the early 2000s when they're that old. So, yeah, I'm down with that. Those are the ones I look for.
How are you dealing with where you're putting the stuff you're bringing in?
I have a house.
It's waiting to go into like eBay or wherever. We have houses, but you know.
No, I know. Well, I don't have nobody living in it. So my two boys are grown, and my daughter mostly lives with her mom. So
do you have like a specific room, or this is like the holding room for stuff until I process it?
In the little media room that I got, typically I'll put anything that's media related. If I know there's a chance I might keep it, I'll put it in here, and then I'll look at it, and then I'll decide what I'm gonna do with it. Then I'll shift it over. Like with this, like VCRs and stuff, I have a corner and like a section in the dining room that I've converted. I just have like a stack of them that I'm just kind of getting ready to sell them at conventions or something, or I'm going to get motivated one day and I'll just start putting them on offer up and everything. But I do have another spare room that a lot of this stuff goes in. As far as tapes goes, okay. Is that a DVD clip? No, these are VHS. There are some DVDs back here, but they're mostly VHS. And there's the same thing behind the other guy, Bill. So yeah, I have another spare bedroom. That's usually where I go. I usually, if I'm going to flip some of the VHS tapes, I'll put them in boxes. I kind of know how I'm going to price them or where I'm going to sell them. So I have different boxes, different tapes. I usually don't buy a lot of tapes that I'm not going to keep, or if I know that they're going to be easy sells. Problem is sometimes I'll get like, you got to take them all. And it's like $3, something like you went into. So then I have that kind of thing going on. And that's mostly in the garage. I have a section in the garage. The garage definitely needs to be cleaned out for sure. So, yeah. So I got some stuff to do, but it's fine. I don't bring in as much as you think. And a lot of that stuff is small and it usually goes out quick. If I'm looking to sell it. Now, obviously, if it's for the collection, then it becomes... it's going over here. It's going over here. Already my tapes have gotten to a point where a new shelf needs to be made. It's just not going to fit in this room. This is kind of like a small office size room. This was like a little bedroom that I kind of just made it for just my VHS tapes. And have some little TVs in here. It's really not that big. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 12 feet wide and then about 24 feet long, something like that. So it's not that big. It's a little bigger than a jail cell, but this, I like the way it looks. I like the way it turned out. Right now, it's a tad bit cluttered because of the last 2 weekends. I've kind of stuck some stuff in here and I haven't filtered them out yet. But that's a good question, Matt. As far as like in my collection, how many I want to keep, I would say I gotta be getting close to the. I don't know, man. Maybe 1,000. I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I'd be a little shocked if it was more than that. I mean, I do have a couple of boxes. Like one guy sold me his. Thanks, Danny. It's it's fun collecting them. At least it is for me, and it is for Bill too. Because look what he built behind him. He wasn't into it before, and now he is. I do have like the old monster movies. Some guy sold me the whole lot. I was only buying them for a couple of modern movies, but again, it was like you got to take them all, and the price was just too good. So that's something I might need to make a section for because I kind of like having them. The covers are awesome. They're all a complete set. It's like every one of them, but so we'll kind of see what happens with that. I mean, I do enjoy building the shelves, and I really like how they look when they're done. So, I mean, I actually enjoy building them more than I do like buying them. Unless I bought one that was already ready-made that was meant for VHS. You can always do better when you make it yourself because you put the dimensions you want on it. You know what I mean? Like, where are you going to get a 7 foot? This is 7 feet tall. You know what I mean? So, where are you going to get that at? You know what I mean? Like, they don't sell.
Or just do like I do, and just luckily it all fits.
I do catalog it, Matt, right up here. I honestly could tell you. I couldn't tell you every tape I have, but I know it when I see it. I'm like, no, I already have that. It's all up here.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
That's working so good. Like the blob that you told me to throw.
No, that I will go back. That did not go. There's no way I told you to throw the blob away. That's bullshit. Plus, that is your collection, not mine. But that is definitely that did not happen. All right, let's see. We got some questions. Chat's getting a little chatty. Let's see. We got how many Glass Cow Ranger VHS tapes? I have no. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any of those as far as I know, unless that's where are you from, Danny? You from the States or from Canada or what? Out of States. So I'll turn that question back on to you, Matt. How many tapes do you got? And do you catalog yours?
I don't think he even catalogs his vinyl, does he? Yeah, he's never mentioned that.
Matt knows. Yeah, do you catalog? Well, that's for a question for another show. We don't care about vinyl on this show.
So your shelves, you love filling them up too. Do you think you're going to go through it at some point and like pull things? Like I'm going to pull tapes out of here that I don't really care about.
I've already done that. Like I used to have action movies on this shelf. Oh, okay. Sorry, buddy. I wasn't knowing what you're talking about. No, I don't have any of those, man. I'm more of a NFL football. You know, that's kind of football, not the soccer type.
Do football. That again with your hand? Your mouth?
No, because try to put that on a loop. See, Matt says he catalogs everything. That's a dangerous game you're playing because I can take some of your audio and mess it around too. I mean, you don't want to do that, Bill. That's a dangerous road you're going down.
Well,
But back answering your question, at one point, most of this was horror, and I did have action up here, and I had some comedy. Since then, I've filtered out pretty much all of the comedy and most of the action. There's only a little bit. And then on the bottom two shelves, I did put like my favorite DVDs down there because I kind of wanted them in this room too. So the bottom two shelves are DVDs. All the rest of the shelves are VHS. And most of it, I would say, is horror. There is a Star Wars section that has a lot of those tapes on there because I kind of like the way they look together. There's a couple other, like there's a few comedies, few action movies, but for the most part, this is all horror. I do have another rack like on that side of the room. It's on that side of the room that it kind of has like my wrestling tapes, and just like a lot of like feel good movies from the 80s that meant a lot to me. That you know when I watched them as a kid and stuff. I just kind of had to have. It's kind of like the people who when they collect video games or even album collections. You know, you want to go back and get those early ones first, the things that meant a lot to you. That's kind of that section over there.
You don't believe in shelf filling at all. It's all
no. To me, it's all killer, no filler. Okay, I only put things on it that I like. There are a couple. I'll admit though, there are a couple of horror tapes on this shelf that will get cut. That I know they have a little value to them, but I don't really care about them. They're those mid 2000 horror movies that I'm just not really into. Now, I mean, I love Scream and stuff like that, but there's some lower budget ones that somehow got a little bit of value to them, so they're on the shelf. But eventually, they're going to get weeded out.
A radical game collector where you have complete collections, so obviously there is shelf filler in there. So why not take that same mentality to VHS?
Because there's no way to have a complete set of VHS. I can have a complete set of NES. That's the difference.
I wouldn't say there's no way to do it.
There's no way.
There's a way.
No.
Sure, there's a way.
There's tapes that are like 1 of 10 that all thrown away. It depends on where you draw the line. What about the local dealership that made a tape, or some local news station that made a tape? Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way to draw there. What about the tapes that came with vacuum cleaners or sewing
Which you have bought?
machines? Well, I've gotten some of them because they're funny, but you know what I mean? Like, this is a tape that I like. All right. So this is where sometimes I'll go off. Like, this is called Nightmare on Drug Street. Now, it's obviously a ripoff of Nightmare on Elm Street, but it's like one of those anti-drug movies. So they actually have actors and who are playing, like, I mean, it's really dark because it's showing you when they died. They all died in 19.
Oh my
They didn't
God.
really die, but that's the characters died. And this was an anti-drug movie. Now, these things are neat. I mean, this has two things to it because a lot of times there's bad acting in it. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of funny. But the fact that they're ripping off the Nightmare, I haven't watched it yet. I've been saving it for a special occasion. But look at this. It was even rented at Blockbuster.
What?
Yeah, like,
Jesus,
who rented this? Like some do-gooder mom? Like, who rented this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I guess so. Or school, something maybe.
something, but at Blockbuster, this should have been something that was given to schools. You know what I mean? So, and then there's also exercise tapes. I think I showed this last time, but I'll briefly show it again. Let me get that out of the way. All right, don't fall. Well, something fell. All right. So, and sorry, Danny. Yeah, I'm definitely in the horror tapes. That's really where it was. The peak of horror is the slashers of the 80s. That's really where it peaked. Wes Craven, obviously, Freddy Krueger's the man. There's no doubt about that. So
we didn't get any Nightmare on Elm Street, did we?
No, you didn't get no Friday the 13th. You didn't get nothing. So anyways, this is something that I've mentioned these guys before, you know, Stuck on VHS. They do that. And it's also, you know, in his buddy, his partner is Lunch Meat. So this one's on workout tape. So this one specifically is they're workout tapes, but they're celebrity workout tapes. So you could have got a workout tape with Cher. You know what I mean? She had a couple of them. And, you know, here's Richard Simmons. He had tons of them.
Well, is the Alyssa Milano one in there that we were sent?
I think it is. It is. It's right here.
Being we waited 7 weeks for you to show that. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
We have a viewer that has that in his collection.
Yeah, and I want it in my collection. But these are all viewer submitted. Some of them are obviously from the guys, you know, the guys who make these are collectors. So I'm assuming a lot of this is from their own stuff. But like, this is like a huge tape. If you find this one, that's a couple $100 right there. I mean, that's a badass tape right there. That Killer Workout. That's very desired in the horror tape community. You know, look, I mean, tell me you wouldn't have bought that if you saw it. O.J. Simpson's with some behind the scenes footage. I mean, what the heck's going on there? Is he staring at Nicole? I mean, who knows? I mean, I went to his house a few months ago, or what used to be his house. It's not his house no more. They tore it down, but it was weird to go to Nicole's house. It was like, man, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Well, look, you can get some if you're into the, you know, a little more senior action. You can get is that Estelle Getty there, and then on the other side, the Murder She Wrote. So yeah. Oh, Angela.
She's still kicking, isn't she?
I don't know. Look at this. Now tell me that would be a kick-ass work tape. Dolph Lundgren? Come on.
He-Man.
Yeah. So there's just so many cool things out there. Now this is the one, huh? How about that one, buddy? Woo.
Tracy Lords did it?
Uh-huh.
That's signed by her.
Yeah, she signed it. Yeah. But anyway, there's so many cool little subsets and things to collect with VHS. You know, my recommendation would always be try to focus it. You know, like Matt, he's really into, you know, some of the action movies from the 80s. He likes the sci-fi. He likes the fantasy. Me, I'm mostly into horror, but I wouldn't say I'm very focused. I get things that I like. I have a bunch of different kind of tapes because I love the way they look, and I still enjoy watching them. There's just an experience about VHS that isn't just replicated with streaming services. Yeah, there's things that, you know, I could just watch on one of the 5-6 streaming services I have access to, but there's something that's a little more, I don't know. It's like you know what guys say about listening to vinyl. Now I know they'll argue that it sounds better, but there's also something about the warmth that comes out of it, and also comes out in VHS. And not everybody agrees, but
I don't agree.
if you grew up on VHS, there's something about watching it on a nice CRT. Now I say try to get a top of the line CRT like a Sony. You get one of those, you're usually going to get a pretty good experience out of it. Yeah.
No,
you say that, buddy, but and then you know what? There's another aspect. I mean, it's like that. I fell out of range, but when you find home videos, like stuff that people record off TV, well, I mean, I can't reach it. It fell off the stack. I'm not going to get up. But you know, with the old commercials, these things are highly desired. There's some stuff that's never been like once it was shown, that was it. Like the Star Wars holiday special. Now that eventually ended up being found and put on the internet, but there was years where it was lost. You know, Lucas vowed to never show it again, and it eventually started coming out when people were, you know, it was happening in the tape trader scene, and then of course when the internet came to be what it is, people started uploading it, so now you can actually watch it on YouTube. But and then even something as far as like, you remember watching like the movie of the week, they always had that little intro. They had like the bumpers coming in and out of commercial. There's something that's very nostalgic about that. You know what I mean? You can't replicate that stuff, dude. And you're not going to get that on. They're never going to release that because of rights issues. That'll never be released on Blu-ray. That'll never be released in a streaming format. Now you might find it on YouTube, but again, until it gets pulled, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just respectfully.
All right. A CRT is basically just like an old TV. Some people will call it a tube TV, but that's not actually accurate. They're solid state, but that is what he has is a CRT.
Cathode ray tube.
Right. I mean, they technically still have a tube in it, but you know, they're CRTs. But you know, you're not going to get the same experience trying to hook it up to your flat screen TV. You can, but it's not going to fit it. So right off the bat, it's not going to fit the screen properly. These tapes were designed for CRTs.
What you're saying is a bit crazy, though. Watching this on a CRT and a VCR is never going to look as good as a modern version of it in letterbox as presented and the original celluloid.
It's not.
You're being overly nostalgic.
No, it's
saying
not all.
Technically, this is as warm as vinyl is to ears.
It is.
That's craziness, is what you're saying.
No,
I don't.
Because I can make the argument that I can get a nice digital recording of a song that sounds better than a record, but people will argue that because they like to argue. It's all perspective.
No,
I'm not saying. No, hold on, wait a minute.
There's no way a VHS can look as good.
I never said that.
You did.
I did not say look as good. Never said that. That isn't what I'm saying. I'm saying there's an experience that comes with VHS that can't be replicated. You can't replicate it. Why do you think everybody's trying to style videos to look like VHS quality? Because there's something about it. People like to watch it.
Hey, if you've seen any of my videos that I create, I always have a little trademark of putting a VHS roll at the top and bottom of my videos.
Right. So you understand. This is pretty cool. You still got a top-loading VCR, Danny. You ought to grab that. Those are highly collectible, especially if they're working. Even if they're not, they're worth grabbing. I mean, especially if it's free for the aesthetics. But, you know, they're not that hard to repair unless, you know, like motors are out and shit. Then I don't know about that. But it's usually just a belt.
There would be a lot to break in those. But he's in a whole another, he's in PAL country, so we don't even know, you know, what values PAL system components get you.
Right. I mean, the bottom line is, man, it's just experience. It's a hobby. Obviously, a lot of it is the collecting of it. The same argument could be made. You'll hear guys out there, why do you buy those old games when you can emulate them, right? Now, granted, emulation seems like it's a step down, but you could play that emulated game on your big screen TV, and they want to do that. But you know the best way to play those games is on a CRT because they look better.
Respectfully. I just have to respectfully check you on some of your craziness. That's all.
I did not say it was a better picture. I said it's a experience that can't be duplicated, that people who grew up with VCRs like them. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, part of the charm was the graininess. Part of the charm was that. Now, if I watch a brand new
hated
movie,
that.
No, you hate it until you don't.
I hated when I had to look at a little TV like this.
Well,
I hated when it was 4:3 and the movies I loved were widescreen epics.
Hey, tell that to Snyder.
That it was in mono.
Snyder just put out a movie in 4:3.
Well, that's a whole nother thing we could get into.
And it looks awesome.
I'm just saying, every moment of this technology, I was waiting for the next step because I could not wait to see my movies in the best possible
What about the little bit of popping on a vinyl?
I don't want popping on a vinyl.
No, but there's some that people say that's part of it.
They're trying to say something and they can't, that's just what they say. There is you can't even describe what is missing.
Why don't you just buy all brand new records then? You know that'll be the best quality, the 180 grain. It'd be the best way to do it then if you're going to do it. Yes. All your collection would be all brand new.
If I had your money, I would.
This thing costs no money. That's the point. See, this is why she wants a TV VCR combo. Those are pretty cool. Those are really going up. I would say if you can get them for 50 or less, I don't know what area you're in, Danielle, but that's actually a good deal now. They're more trending towards 100. Obviously, there's different models and stuff like that. Some of them are going to be a little less desired than others, but your Toshibas, your Sonys, there's a couple other brands that kind of stand out during those times where those were a big thing. But if you ever buy one, I would test it before you buy it. If you can't test it and it's not dirt cheap, I would probably walk away from it. A lot of times those VCRs go out because they weren't taken care of.
And the remotes are hard to find.
Well, they can be. I've had good luck with them. Usually they either came with them or I was able to get them for about $10-15 on eBay, which really adds a lot of value to it if you need that. But it really just depends on your setup. Some people don't care about VC remotes. I like the remotes. I usually get them. So
sometimes you're stuck. They don't have onboard buttons.
See, and then there's also, like, Matt just had that problem. He couldn't rewind. He couldn't do anything. The only way he could rewind the tape is if he just played it all the way through. So he was forced to buy his remote. That is the one thing about that dual deck, that Sony. It defaulted to the subtitles. So I was like, even if I didn't want to buy this remote, I have to. That was driving me nuts. So I couldn't do that. So it defaulted to subtitles, which is crazy. I don't know. I couldn't find a factory reset on it. So I went ahead and bought the remote, but I found one for $10 shipped. So I was happy with that. All right. So we got a couple more. Oh yeah. I don't see any. I do like the remote too. I'd rather have it. Is there still worth getting a VCR digitized old tapes? Yeah, it could, like if you have an old VHS tape, like especially like, maybe like a family event, birthday, something like that, you want to preserve, I would try to digitize it for sure.
Well, this thing right here we're watching is some old PBS broadcast of like Rolling Stones and Beatles and all that kind of thing.
Yep.
I don't know what this broadcast is, but I'm going to
he's going to preserve it too. Absolutely. And that really matters because I'm telling you, there's some of these broadcasts that are literally lost forever because some of these TV stations, they didn't care. They re-recorded. They was thinking of the bottom line. The concept of replaying like a New Year's Eve event, they were like, nobody's ever going to want to see this again. The year's over. So they record right over it. So there's things like that special he has. That might be the only one around. Who knows? I mean, unlikely, but it's a chance. I bet you there's less people who have it than do. You know what I mean? For sure. Well, that's obviously, but I'm just saying there's not very many of those in existence. And obviously there's not on the internet because I'm sure you looked. I bet you there's none on YouTube.
I work in TV stations. This stuff takes physical space to store, as well as the tapes deteriorate after time. So when they don't have the license anymore, it gets recycled.
Yep. Yeah, because they're not going to repay for a license. They're not going to make any money. None of their investment back. Yeah, yeah, I do, Brian. I have all three. I think he has part one, but I can't remember.
I thought I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, I would always recommend get a rewinder. It saves wear and tear on your VCRs. You got to be careful with rewinders. Some of them are a little rough on the tapes. So, you know, if you really want to be anal about it, as the tape is rewinding, you might want to monitor it. As it starts to get towards the end, you could just automatically eject it and not let it get to the end and maybe do the last bit of rewinding in your VCR. I mean, that's a little over the top, but, you know, you're saving tapes. You're saving your VCR. There are some that are snappers. I mean, I have my
snappers.
Oh, they'll snap it. My shit, which was it? I think it was my my 2001 got popped. So I'm gonna have to replace that.
Can I give you a quick little hack about the remote thing?
Yeah, please.
If you have an older Android phone, an older Samsung, like the Samsung S5, it had an IR blaster on it. And so you could get an app which had all the remote control or codes for like everything, right? In an app. And because the phone had an infrared blaster on it,
right,
you could mimic any remote. That's got me out of so many jams. That's why I still have my S5 in a drawer somewhere.
Now, I would imagine that would work for our, but there are going to be some functions that might not, right? I mean, like you got your DVD VCR combos. I mean, is it gonna auto reverse on? I mean, not auto reverse, but you know what I mean. There's probably some features that might not, but it would get you to the basics: stop, rewind, play. I mean, the basics.
Well,
for sure.
You dial in whatever piece of equipment it is, and it already has the code and the layout for it.
Oh, it would. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind. I stand correct. That's awesome. Well, we'll
Android's
have to. You'll have to buy one of those phones and show everybody about it. We'll have a demonstration.
I do. I kept my S5 just for that reason. And Samsung Galaxy phones before the S5 had IR blasters on them, so it's handy.
That's great.
If you find one or something at a thrift store or something, there might be reason to get it just for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm all in for old tech like that because a lot of that stuff they got sued out of existence.
Look, it's a holiday festival on WNED Buffalo.
Again, a telecast that's never going to be shown again. That TV station might not even be in business no more.
Cable remote, yeah.
Yeah. There are some that definitely were built for cable. They kind of blended in with cable TV.
No, it had cable.
Oh, I was thinking about the one that had the built-in. No, you're right. Oh, yeah, I have one of those around here. I don't have the VCR for it, though. When I see funky remotes and stuff, if they're like $1 or less, sometimes I'll pick them up to flip them.
Yeah.
And then I always think like, damn, what if I ever came across this and I have it now? So I have a little stash of remotes, and it's coming handy. It's coming handy.
I think I've sold a remote for like over $100 before.
Oh, I have too. You know what? I kind of regret it now. I don't regret the money, but it was so cool. It was a remote, like one of the early remotes, like a 3-clicker.
Yeah.
And they weren't RF. They were whatever. I forgot what the older technology was, but it wasn't the more modern remote. It was something else. It was more analog. And man, I sold that thing for like $120 or something like that, and it went fast. I remember thinking like, damn, I probably left some money on the table. Yeah, sorry, buddy, I misread that. Yeah, those remotes with the wires. Hey, you know what? It was better than not having a remote at the time. Thank God they didn't stick with those. Can you imagine? Imagine just phones with wires anymore.
I remember like when I was a little gaffer, visiting the grandparents, and one of the highlights was that my grandparents had a TV in their bedroom. And then when the adults were doing whatever, why don't you go? You can lay on their bed and watch TV in their bedroom. And if you want to go to sleep and turn it off, there's a remote to turn it off. Now, the remote they were talking about was this thing on a wire, but it was this weird plunger thing. It was like a blood pressure plunger. You plunge, that's all it did was power on and off. Well, probably didn't even do on, just plunged it off somehow. And that was the earliest remote I've ever seen.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, you want to wrap this up? We want to talk about what we have going on in the future here?
The future, Conan?
Yeah, well, the future of the show, we're gonna try to be a little more collecting oriented, or showing off things. Bill's gonna show off his new amassing collection that he's gonna do. That he's gonna redo that whole garage, tape from wall to wall. Right?
No, this is it.
Nope.
This will be fixed, though. We have to fix this.
Yeah, and it's a small Sony. They're good. It does have a headphone jack in the front.
I think it's 9 inches.
Yeah, it's not 13, it's 9. I actually have the white version right here. I mean, I have a couple of black ones too, but look at that.
This one is way better.
No. That's the kitchen model, buddy. Those are expensive. Yours is the common model. That went to all the TV stations.
Oh my God. We had white ones too, but no one grabs that white one because it's always gross.
Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Granny took care of this. Got it for $5.
This was on all the desks, or people who work in cubicles at the TV station. Everyone has one of these on their desk, or did at the time. Then they all got thrown out.
Yeah, that's insane. That breaks my heart. But anyway, so we're going to try to get some collectors on. Maybe they'll talk about their favorite tapes in their collection. And,
VHS.
Yeah, this is just VHS. This is a VHS show. I don't know. We might show some oddball DVDs from time to time or something, or this is a VHS show. And VHS related stuff. VCRs, rewinders.
Rewinders. What an episode that'll be.
Hey.
This is the Rewinders episode, folks.
Why not, man?
We'll still be YouTube's only VHS live chat.
I think so. Where else is it? Who else is doing this?
But we've moved past the 500.
Well, unless you find another old man to rip off and to take his life's work, then we'll go over that collection. I mean, if we get in big hauls, we're definitely going to talk about them. We got to. We definitely got to go back through my box to make sure my stuff stays, because you obviously, when you were rearranging, you messed up, because there's no way that I would have had those 2 tapes in that trash box or whatever you were saying.
I did whatever you told me to do.
No chance that I told you to put the car and trimmers in that box. No chance.
Look at our shelves line up now.
Yeah, they kind of do.
So yeah, the show's going to keep going. It's going to get bigger. Chris Roberts wants to get more experts on to show their stuff. And that's what my project is. We're going to work on that, curate what goes in there, what leaves, what goes back in, because we have to go through these boxes again that Chris Roberts messed up with.
Well, that's my stuff. I see right there. There's my stuff. No, you're going the wrong way.
Chris Roberts can have anything in there.
Right there. all that right there. It looks like that belongs to me.
You initially wanted this stuff down. This stuff you told me, look, it's got like
I did not
Dr.
tell you
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You didn't tell me to keep that.
No, I probably didn't, but you mixed up something. You rearranged, Bill.
No.
Yes, this stuff wasn't there when we started this.
Well, it's true. Rearranging happened out of necessity, because I do like to have a working garage.
Absolutely. I do plan on cleaning up this mess and maybe showing kind of like a room tour, giving you a little idea of how I display my stuff. Maybe it'll spark some motivation or give you some ideas for your stuff. We'll see.
Preservation techniques.
Oh, preservation. I thought she said presentation. Oh, preservation. Okay, well, I can tell you right now, you want to keep it away from water. And humidity is bad. Okay, mold is something you got to be concerned about. Moldy tapes are not good.
Yikes. none of that, none of what he said is good for where I have my tapes now in the garage.
Well, we're gonna work on. We'll get you one of those humidifiers out there, or whatever, or dehumidifiers, right? We want to take out the air or the water.
But if you guys have ideas you want us to talk about, definitely hit us up on this channel. The email is starttocontinuemail@gmail.com.
Or you can hit me up on Instagram at CWR2, or even on Twitter if you're more into the Twitter, same thing. And that's just the number 2, just like what's right here on the screen. Real simple, real easy to remember. I know I'm not real fancy like Bill with this big long, start to continue. Nobody wants to write all that shit. It's real simple. Four numbers or letters.
Well, hey, I'm on Twitter and Instagram as well. STC Pod.
Yeah, that's way
that's
too
Twitter
long.
and Instagram.
Yeah,
check that out.
But yeah, and we'll go ahead.
Nothing.
No, I was gonna say also, if you got some stuff you want to show, you can always yeah, definitely. You definitely don't want Magneto near your collection. Magnets are bad. You don't want to do that, but that goes for a lot of things. Don't want them near your Nintendo games either. If you got something you want to show, pop in. Send us a line. Send us a picture or something. We'll show you. We can bring you on. Why not?
It's extremely easy to get into this show, like through a link, and boom, you're in. Either on camera or just a.
You can even do it with your phone. We're not picky about super big quality. As long as it's not choppy and robotic, you're good. Like normally when Bill and his doorknob rings, how it kills his connection. As long as you don't have one of those setups, you're good.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm on my phone right now, and it's working.
Yeah, and he's in like the worst part of his house, or was initially.
I'm now realizing that with you continuing the show, that means more nights of me standing in the garage.
Well, that means you're going to have to like deal with a set. You're going to have to like actually get another AC adapter or something for your computer, so you're not on the phone like a savage. I mean, I will admit, it is pretty good. It works fine, but you can't read the chat.
It's either sweltering in here or it's freezing. So I don't know how we're going to do this.
Well, get a fucking fan. Shit.
Well, you've seen my background. That's it. So we don't have to have it anymore. I can just be anywhere.
Hey, well, fine. Then go back to your basement. You need to have some tapes down there with you.
There's equipment behind me.
Right. We gotta have something to show. Come on.
Right.
All right. That's fair enough. All right. We're gonna wrap this up.
Thanks, everybody.
There you go. We'll see you next time.
We'll
try to see you next week, next 2 weeks, whatever.
Keep an eye on the channel, because that's when you'll get your notifications when the next live event's coming. It'll let you know. Keep your eye on the channel.
Sounds good. Or follow us on social media. All right. Thank you, guys. See you later.